What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we have some pretty incredible news regarding DWAC stock, Truth Social, PHUN stock, and even CFVI stock we'll mention briefly. So there's a couple of things going on that are making these stocks run up. We're going to take a look at the chart real quick, then we're going to take a look at the news and discuss what it means for the future of these companies. So DWAC, you can see, has ran up massively. From around $3.20 when this news came out, it was at $48, and now it's up at highs of $61, and it actually just closed around $60, and it's continuing to run up, it looks like, in the after hours. So it's all good for DWAC. For PHUN, we're seeing a very similar situation. It ran up from about $2.50 to well over $3, and CFVI is only up about 2% on this news, but it is somewhat impacted by it, right? So we're going to focus mainly on DWAC and PHUN, since these are the ones that are most directly impacted by this news. But first of all, we have to talk about what that news is. So essentially, it's that Trump has announced a release date, or not so officially announced a release date, for February 21st for Truth Social. So basically, Donald Trump's new media venture plans to launch its social media app, Truth Social, on February 21st. And this is according to an Apple App Store listing, okay? So we're going to look at that. And basically, if you do want to go on the App Store, you can actually pre-order this app, but we have it right here, Truth Social, and it looks like it may have been an accident when they put that up, because I could no longer find the actual listing that said when it was coming out. So I don't actually see a date on this page when you look at the Truth Social Apple App Store listing. So unfortunately, it looks like that was taken down probably very shortly after being put up, but someone caught it and got this news coming out. So TMTG, Trump Media and Technology Group, and Apple did not respond to requests for comment, but a source familiar with the matter has confirmed that February 21st is the planned launch date of the app. So all good stuff. I know this is something we've been waiting for a long time, and it's finally starting to have a good impact on the stock price, right? You can actually see we just made highs of the after hours at $62.11 just recently. So the launch is actually expected to be the first of three things that TMTG is going to launch. First off, they're going to launch Truth Social. Then they're going to launch a subscription video on demand service, probably similar to Netflix, called TMTG Plus. And then an investor presentation also indicated that TMTG wants to launch a podcast network. So this is obviously really good news for DWAC. It's also good news for PHUN, because PHUN is rumored to be working with DWAC, although we do not have official confirmation of that. That is why this stock is running up. And then CFVI is actually definitely working with TMTG. We have heard from Trump himself. We're actually going to take a peek at that real quick, where Trump said, "I have selected the Rumble cloud to serve as a critical backbone for TMTG infrastructure." So that's a quote from Trump. And essentially, CFVI is the SPAC taking Rumble public. So that's why this stock is moving up a little bit on this news. Anything related to Trump's SPAC DWAC is pumping up somewhat decently today. So all good stuff. You can actually see that on DWAC's short interest page on Ortex, some shorts are starting to exit. So shorts are getting a little bit fearful of this stock. They're seeing it start to run up, and some shorts ended up getting scared out by this little pump. They've seen it pump up much higher than this, and 2.69% of the shorts actually had to close their position. So currently, we're sitting at a short interest of 12.22% of the free float, or 3.67 million shares. So there's still a decent number of shorts in there. In fact, this is one of the more heavily shorted SPACs out there. A lot of people who have access to shorting do not actually like Donald Trump, it would seem, do not like his SPAC, and have decided to try to push it down, and they've somewhat succeeded. If you look back at the past 90 days from the highs, we have descended quite a bit, although it looks like we may be on the way up again. So that's actually a very encouraging green bar. This is higher than we have been in many weeks, actually. And, you know, the last time that we actually were on an uptrend, we ended up getting stopped out at $70. So that's probably going to be a somewhat important point to watch out for. It looks like it has acted as resistance in the past. We'll see if we even hit that. Hopefully we will. I obviously am happy with my position in DWAC. Anything above $50 is going to be making me a decent amount of money. So I'm happy. The higher it goes, the more money I'll make. But obviously, something that we have to look at very briefly is just the search interest, just to see how much of a rally this could really cause. So obviously, this news is very new. It only came out within the last hour. It hasn't even been an hour since this has come out, but we are still actually expected to make a record search ranking for 3 p.m. on Google. So a lot of people are searching for DWAC stock. I'm sure a lot of people are searching for PHUN stock as well, and probably a decent amount of people are searching for CFVI, but we are trending up. It's my expectation that once more people actually get off of work and start looking at their brokerage accounts and notice that DWAC has pumped, more people will probably start searching it, looking up what this news is. It was somewhat hard to find, actually, finding that article because the news was so new. And you'll see that we are already the #1 trending stock, DWAC is at least, on StockTwits. So that's all good stuff. We're not seeing PHUN up here yet, although it is up a similar percentage, about 20%, similar to DWAC. And it looks like we are #8 on the most active. So already we've gotten quite a few mentions for DWAC. We're probably going to get quite a few more over the next couple of hours, especially if this thing keeps continuing to pump, because it just made a new high on this minute bar. So while we're making this video, DWAC continues to make new highs. It's very exciting stuff in the after hours. I know a lot of viewers of the channel are likely holding a decent amount of DWAC. I'm holding some put contracts myself, or sorry, I have sold some put contracts myself. And I did want to briefly bring up the Reddit page, and you can see that DWAC is nowhere to be found. It's not one of the top trending stocks on Reddit. Maybe that will change. Reddit does tend to be a bit of a laggard indicator because people do have to take time to post a bunch of posts on Reddit. They have to make somewhat complex posts. StockTwits, it's much easier to just go in and start tweeting or stock twitting $DWAC, this and that. But Reddit, you have to go through a little bit more effort. So we'll probably see DWAC moving up on the Reddit list somewhat soon, right? It'd probably happen over the next 24 hours or so. We'll probably see that happen, but I wouldn't expect anything great to come from Reddit. You know, we've been up on the leaderboards in Reddit before, and once again, you can see we're actually making minute highs with this stock. So good stuff in the after hours. Now, I will show you very briefly what my position in DWAC is. We'll actually pull it up right here, and I believe it is the 20th of January, 2023, $50 puts. So already, they've gone down in value quite a bit, but essentially I have sold these, right? And what that entitles me to do is to buy DWAC for $50 per share, and people have paid me about $33 or $34 to do this if DWAC ends up below $50 by the 20th of January 2023. So the reason that I am explaining this position is because it's something that I'm somewhat excited about, and I think that a lot of people tend to underestimate the potential value that options have. Obviously, in a situation like DWAC, where this thing could shoot up to the moon, we've already made quite a bit of money on it. If you were in at $50, you know, it might not make as much sense, but there is still a pretty hefty premium to be collected if you're willing to sell these put contracts. Now, obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending that anyone sell these put contracts, but it is a fairly safe way, right? Because when you're selling these put contracts for $30, to buy DWAC at 50, you're essentially saying that you'll pay $20 for DWAC. So it's a much safer position than just going out and paying whatever the current price is. It looks like around $63 for DWAC. I'd much rather just collect $30 now and then buy it for 50 later if it ends up being below 50. And if not, then I just collect the additional $30. So I'm happy to do that. That's my strategy with DWAC, at least. Obviously, a lot of people are going to want to buy this stock up because it could potentially be moving up much, much higher than this. We've already seen it get up to highs of $175. And there's no doubt in my mind that over the coming years, this stock could certainly be doing very well, especially if we see some of the growth numbers that are expected for True Social, especially some of the revenue numbers that we're expecting for TMTG Plus, that video streaming platform that Trump is planning to release later on. So all in all, exciting stuff. It's very exciting news for DWAC and PHUN. But don't forget, guys, once again, this is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. I'm just bringing some of the news to you guys and letting you know what I think about it, as well as informing you of some of my trading plans, some of the moves that I have made in the past. But by no means is this financial advice. So I'm not recommending anyone do anything with their own money. Obviously, you have to make your own decisions about that. But if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That's much appreciated. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.